It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny.
It's the city of brotherly love, home of the Liberty Bell, where the 76ers are looking to take on a Western Conference opponent. Dallas right now in the middle of a road trip. Well, compared to last season, you'd have to say the start to this season has not been quite what you'd expect. They hope to improve their record with the wins tonight, certainly.
And, you know, for the Mavericks, they've never been able to take that next step this season and really break away from the pack.
And, you know, they're running out of opportunities to finally make that surge, partner. They're leaving themselves in a tough position in terms of the playoffs.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the floor for Dallas, Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Matthews out there with Williams, and it's Pachulia in at the 5 spot. Now Parsons following Larry Sanders' three-point attempt.
And they get the first bucket of the game on that one.
I tell you what, fellas, I'm anticipating a good one here.
And Chandler Parsons, changing teams last season, saw a little bit of a regression. Down in points, rebounds, and assists, but more troubling, down in field goal and free throw percentage. So you can tell that that transition to a new team, new system, new role definitely had an impact.
And so it's Dallas with him. 76ers getting the bucket. On the wing, Williams. There's the pick. In the corner, Parsons with it. Gets a very good look and converts. Parsons got his second bucket of the game to go.
Boy, you got to love that assist by Darren Williams.
Sanders against Nowitzki. And Sanders, here we go. And stolen by Parsons. Fast break, Dallas. The shot is off. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And the deciding factor in that one was their success from the floor. I mean, they just hit big shots time and time again.
Yeah, just the way you want it when you're the road team. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into it. A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Rick Carlisle. Doris?
Kevin, when I asked him about their game plan on the defensive end, he said they were looking to clog things up in the middle of the floor and not allow any clear looks at the basket from inside the paint. He feels if they can accomplish that, they'll have the upper hand on defense. Let's see how it plays out, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Now Thompson. Following the miss by Chandler Parsons from deep. Shot clock at 2, beyond the arc. Thompson misses.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
Now here's Pachulia. There's a screen by Williams. Pachulia dishes to Nowitzki. Matthews goes in. Can't capitalize on the good screen. Well, it was the Dallas Mavericks in their last game, a loss to the Rockets in Houston.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of beat is not going to cut it. Never mind when you're on the road.
Hey, I don't know, guys. This may be all speculation. Perhaps they had a bad flight into town the night before, and we all know a rough flight in can lead to turbulence on the court.
Mavs made the playoffs again last season. 14th playoff berth for them in the last 15 years, and only the San Antonio Spurs have made more, Greg, over that time frame.
Yeah, and they had a tough first-round opponent in the number 2 seed, Houston. A good old Texas tussle between the 2 and the 7 seeds.
Now here's Sanders. After the miss from Darren Williams. Pass to Sampson. Back to Sanders. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Noel's checked in for Okafor. Robert Covington comes in for Jakar Sampson. And it's Tony Roten in for Thompson. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Pachulia. Anderson comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Harris is checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Williams.
Yeah, and the Mavs got bounced out by the Rockets in 5 games in round 1. They were able to avoid the sweep, but losing the first 3 was way too much to overcome.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Harris kicks to Anderson. Hits the jump hook.
And for Dallas in the playoffs, really, it didn't help to have the Rondo drama going on at the time. Even if that hadn't happened, though, you got the feeling that they were overmatched against a red-hot Houston team.
Here is Sanders following the score by Dallas. And the layup's good off the glass. Sanders has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And this is the first season matchup for them against this 76ers team.
And last season, they made short work of this club. 2 games, 2 wins.
They may have wished for more games against them. A definite disparity in talent. We'll see if they take advantage again tonight. Well, clearly the 76ers were the youngest team in the league last season, and with all the draft picks they've stockpiled, they'll be the youngest team for a while, it seems. But if the youth can grow and develop, they could also be a force in a few years, too.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Joel Embiid comes in for Larry Sanders. And it's Jackson in for Isaiah Cannon. On the court for the Mavericks, we've got Darren Williams. Nowitzki is out there with Matthews. Then there's J.J. Barea, and it's Pachulia in at the 5. Barea, the pass to Williams. That 3 off the mark.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Here's Cannon. Sanders with the ball. Turned in an outstanding game against San Antonio. And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
In the corner, Cannon with it. Back to Sanders. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
And a moment now to check out some of the numbers for Sanders. 2nd in scoring, 2nd in blocks, and he's among the most consistent free throw shooters in the league, presently ranked 3rd by percentage.
And what he's doing right now, I mean, carving up defensive schemes at will. Boy, it's just a beautiful thing to watch.
Good.
Wesley Matthews.
Here's Cannon. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And Sanders kicks to Sampson. Feeds to Cannon. The pass to Sanders. They double him with Matthews. Sampson dishes to Sanders. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
That's what I like. A nice, strong finish inside.
That's what he does. He's got that dunker mentality.
My goodness, physicality personified right there. Able to just go up and finish over the biggest defender.
Sampson, the pass to Cannon. On the wing, Thompson. A 3-pointer off the mark.
The clear look at the hoop, he doesn't miss many of those. And Zaza Pachulia, for my money, has been one of the toughest players in the league. He's got a boxer's mentality. Even his face looks a little bit like a boxer's. He doesn't have the quick twitch muscles of some guys, but his power and effort consistently stand out. That's something they need to do more of. get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
And Okafor with the block. Now here's Sanders, guarded by Barea. Larry Sanders again. And it's a 10-point 76ers lead. Talking about Jaja's toughness, it's one of the reasons he has such a high rebounds per minute average over his career. And defending on the blocks, he's almost unmovable.
He really, you know what, Coach Kidd loves Jaja. He just started him over John Henson by the end of the season. I mean, he's always willing to trade body blows down low and certainly wins his fair share of those battles.
Here is Williams. After the basket by Larry Sanders. Williams kicks to Nowitzki. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it too.
Sanders dishes to Okafor. That's good.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Now here's Matthews. 9-point game his last outing. 1:57 left to play in the first half. In Sanders, here we go. Out to Thompson. All sorts of time. They get the rebound. Okafor. Passes to Sampson. Back to Sanders. It's stolen by Barea. And now Barea running the floor all by himself. Good. Barea's got his first basket of the night. 1:31 left in the second quarter. Mavs were solid on the road last year with a record of 23-18 away from Dallas Clark. Good for 5th most road wins in the West.
And Kevin, that's what you'd expect from a veteran team like the Mavs. I mean, throughout the roster, this team has guys that understand what it takes to win on the road.
Carl Landry's checked in for Larry Sanders. And so we wrap up the first half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. Philadelphia finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They are leading by 12. Shaq, give me your take.
Well, they've been playing with some toughness. It's led to a nice lead for them, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers. And now they need to stay mean, Ernie. You cannot lose that edge in the second half.
And over to Kenny. Let's get your insights on Dallas.
Well, they're trailing in this game because they're shooting under 35%. Now, I've got to give a lot of credit to the defense, forcing the shooters off their spots and making them feel uncomfortable. But if someone takes something away from you, you have to be able to adapt. So they need a whole new game plan because right now they're in trouble.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
When you're hot, and that's certainly been the case for Sanders. He's got 13 points, and he's created a lot of chances for his teammates also.
And Clark, some of those assists that he's gotten today have been just electric.
We've got Cannon. Sanders out there with Okafor. Then it's Thompson, and it's Sampson in its small forward. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half. Here's Sampson. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Sanders with the ball. Now guarded by Parsons. Just 2 to shoot. Cannon can't hit. Dallas shooting just 31% in the game. Now Williams, one of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game.
Isaiah Cannon. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
And the Mavericks with possession here. A 12-point game. And Matthews kicks to Pachulia.
And guys, this 76ers team still trying to forge an identity. One thing that is sure, they will attack the basket, and a lot of fearless players on this roster.
And Pachulia drops them both. And a minute played as the second half gets going. And Sanders, here we go. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
Now here's Parsons. He's got 6, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his first.
Well, the 76ers do go at the basket without hesitation. They're fearless, Clark, going inside. Led the NBA last season on points off drive.
Well, you know, I like to say you've got to use what you have. They didn't have many shooters, so that means head down, get to the rim.
And the second free throw, good. And Chandler Parsons really set off a Texas rivalry last year, drafted by the Rockets in the second round. He received an offer sheet in free agency from the team's rival, the Dallas Mavericks. Eventually chose Dallas, injured in the playoffs, hurt a knee, only played the one game. But I think they've got great things ahead for him with the Mavs.
Yeah, you know, Parsons was a restricted free agent, so that meant the Rockets could match if they wanted to, but they declined to match Dallas's offer, which sent Parsons packing just up the road in Texas.
Now here's Sanders after the miss from Darren Williams. And here's Sanders, 15 points in the game. Matthews with the steal. And here we go, the Mavericks on a fast break. And Parsons gets it to go.
There's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set up, and you can get some easy hoops that way.
And that steal made it possible. And if they can use a few more sequences just like that.
And there's the call on Pachulia. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Nerlens Noel comes in for Okafor, and Roten subbed in for Thompson.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he rips it down. You know, back to the topic of Parsons' free agency, the offer from the Mavs was 3 years, $46 million. Houston didn't want to go that high, so they reluctantly let Parsons leave. Ultimately, Houston filled Parsons' small forward role with the signing of Trevor Ariza. Not bad.
The 76ers leading by 11, down low. And Noel gets it to go on the assist from Sanders. Sanders has got assist number 5 here tonight.
Timeout charge to Dallas.
And the Mavericks call time here.
And talking about the Texas showdown over Parsons last year, even his teammates got involved. After Parsons left, James Harden reacted saying that Dwight Howard and Harden were the cornerstones of the Rockets. But that's probably nothing compared to the rivalry that the two teams' ownerships felt.
Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Robert Covington comes in for Cannon. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Chandler Parsons out there with Matthews. Then there's Harris. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Williams at the point guard position. Now here's Williams. Outside Matthews. Nowitzki a screen. And Matthews kicks to Harris. They set the pick. Back to Williams. 6 to shoot. And here they come. And Cannon gets it to go. And the 76ers lead by 20. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the 76ers.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets. Wes Matthews, a hard-nosed player on the wing. Strong frame, and he really does put it to good use at both ends.
Speaking of Matthews' strength, he really gets into you defensively.
Yeah, he wants to make you feel him. I mean, very physical. And offensively, he likes to post up and back down weaker, smaller defenders. I mean, you give him that mismatch, he will attack it with vigor.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Dallas shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Sanders against Nowitzki. And off the front iron, and in it goes. The 76ers leading by 20. Here's Sanders through the net again. He's done that 10 times tonight, and he's only needed 11 shots to get there.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Now here's Williams inside, and Parsons gets it to go.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Sanders with the ball. Now guarded by Parsons. And stolen by Parsons. Here's Williams. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And I love that the instant that steal was made, they were out in the open floor.
Ball pressure leading to the run out. Man, it doesn't get much nicer than that. That is sweet, sweet stuff.
Now here's Sanders.
That's a jump ball.
And so here is Dallas. Pachulia the pass to Williams. Down low, Nowitzki. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got assist number 5 here tonight.
Well, you've got to like the focus that they're showing here in the second half. I see a lot more effort as well. I mean, it's amazing when you lock in mentally and bring some energy and intensity, things can pick up in a positive way for you.
And he gets it to go.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
Mavericks last season, Clark, were very tough down the stretch in games. Had a lot of players that shined all the time during crunch time.
Well, when you've got guys like Dirk and Monte that can create their own shot, it gives you a chance to win close games. It's a big reason they were 6-0 in overtime games, in my opinion.
Mavericks trail by 18. Parsons outside. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Knocked away. Here's Cannon. Sanders with the ball. Picked up by Nowitzki, and the call will be against Darren Williams. That is his first foul of the game. J.J. Barea is checked in for the Mavericks.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Here's Okafor. The 10-footer finds the target. And here are the Mavericks now. Dishes to Parsons.
And guys, something new for the NBA is the HGH testing that's been put in place. It's something the league hasn't had too many issues with or even accusations, but better to stamp it out early. And hard to argue that it should be in place.
Sanders against Nowitzki, and finished off by Sanders.
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
To me, that's a sign of a really good team, Greg, because you should always be playing against the game and yourself. I know there's an opponent out there, but when you have a lead, it's all about continuing to execute. Do what you do and stay true to that. And I like that aggressiveness and full speed ahead kind of attack that they have.
And with the HGH test, it's done in every major sport. Seems like the right thing to do for the NBA. Just make sure everyone is on a level playing field, so to speak.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think the punishment will be fair. The first positive gets you a 20-game ban. The second one, 45.
Sanders hits them both. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and They're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. And then for Dallas, Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Nowitzki. Anderson comes in for Parsons, and Devin Harris is subbed in for Wes Matthews. Now here's Nowitzki. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark.
And with the 76ers, it's not just on the floor that they have stifled the progress. That they've taken 2 top picks knowing they would sit out a full year just to rehab injury. I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Robert Covington's checked in for Philadelphia. Roten comes in for Noel.
You know, one thing few people talk about with the Sixers, this plan of building through the draft and with young players, what if it actually works to their benefit? Then it would become a copycat strategy because we know in the NBA, it's a herd mentality if something works.
And the basket by Nowitzki.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
The shot and game clock separated by 4.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for your
The free throw drops for Larry Sanders.
2 shots.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Now here's Barea. Screened by Villanueva. Barea kicks to Villanueva. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And they're on the kind of run that could have made a difference had it just started a little earlier.
Yeah, but I think the only reason they're on this run is because the defense has relaxed a little bit, knowing the game is basically in the bag.
So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now we'll go to the studio with the award-winning Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Let's take a look now as we give our nod to our Jordan Player of the Game. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
Well, his ability to get into the paint, get to the rim was deadly. For a guy who's mainly a perimeter shooter, it was remarkable how many of his points came right at the bucket.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson.